Hello and welcome. Today I'll be showing you guys my Gloomrot Castle. I have yet to name this castle officially or, given it a formal name, but I figured I might as well give it to her anyway. I'm going to start with the outside. You notice my castle is located in northern Gloomrot, right next to where the final boss is. And I'm just going to fly around just to give you guys a roundabout tour first, and then I'm going to make my way inside right after. This castle took me a long time to make, just because it doesn't involve only 3 levels, but 4. And the reason why this castle has 4 levels is because part of the ground is elevated compared to the other part of the ground. So this lower part of the ground not being elevated, it basically kind of overhangs. So this area here creates a situation where there's actually 4 floors. So this was definitely a very unique castle experience as far as like building it up and trying to get it to look a certain way. I hope that I'm able to show you guys around and, maybe give you guys some ideas in your decorating. I had a lot of people really enjoying some of the decorating I've done in this castle. I'm going to start off in the first floor chamber area. Well, that's what I'm going to call it anyway. This floor is purple, as you guys can see. I decided to go with the dark version of the Gloomrot curtains, and I've used the Gloomrot glass from the DLC. I also have this door right here. These doors are all Gloomrot doors. I decided to use a different kind of window for the inside windows because if you have windows, they're typically windows to the outside. But since they're windows into the inside, I wanted them to look just decorative. I also have some really cool things. I put like a fireplace here. I used, for the flooring, I used the jewelry flooring. So that's pretty cool. And of course I have to have a wine case right here. There's also a stairway going up there, but I'll show you what that looks like in a sec. I have my castle heart here, just chilling. And in this room, I actually keep my alchemy items. So that's pretty awesome. I have some storage in here. I have drugs and bombs cabinet. I decided to use a cabinet instead of like a full-on storage because this isn't my main place where I craft these things. So I just wanted like something that was visually looking pretty good. This particular thing I'm just gonna put blood essence in for the castle heart. So that's something. I'm also have like a bunch of elevators. As you guys probably saw from like the second castle in Silverlight that I made, I had a lot of elevators going on, so it was really cool. And I really liked the way it came out. So here in the purple areas from the outside, I just want to point out, so if you notice in the center, there's like an arena. And I wanted this castle to kind of have like a cool like arena feel to it. Originally my idea was to have like a horse racing track with like obstacles to jump over. But ever since I've finished creating this castle, I'm starting to think maybe this could be multi-purpose. So I decided not to add the hedges and stuff in the center and to just leave it as is. But in the future, maybe I might decide to add some kind of like garden down here. But I'm kind of like doubtful, considering the whole idea was to have like either a racetrack or something, or like an obstacle course. You can also do like play fights on this server if you wanted to with your fellow vampires, which I've already kind of done here with the off chance of getting struck by lightning anyway. So there's that. I also, if you notice, I used different colored vases depending on the tile, and I have the alternating colored floor. A lot of people were commenting on how they really like the alternating floor. I've never done that before in any other castle, so this was definitely a really cool thing to try, and I think I'm really happy with the result. Going around this side, it's more arena stuff, more, just viewing seats, imagine like you're watching like a fight down here or something going on down here, and you just kind of have a place to view from that is really cool. Again, I use like the alternating vases. I also use alternating colors on the flowers as well. And of course this side looks exactly the same, symmetrical. I also have a gate here so that if I really wanted to from the second floor, I could jump up and out. Well, I know I said this was the first floor. Technically this is. The green floor is more like the basement, I guess, if you think about it. But I figured this would be a cool way to kind of escape down there if I really need to, if there's like enemies at my gates or something. And there are NPCs that walk that way, so that's not totally out of the question. Another thing, so the next part I'm going to show you is the upstairs on the, we're going to call this the third floor. No, sorry. No, we're going to call this the second floor. And up here I have some storage stuff. I got, I was thinking about adding like another storage container here, but that didn't quite come to fruition. And I could have also added some curtains here, but I don't remember why I decided not to. I could have just forgotten, but that's okay. I'll go back and fix that at some point. I feel like when you have a castle this big, it's like you're never done. I have my coffin here, right? And of course I have the castle throne here, and you can just sit here and relax and look out into the mountains or whatever it is I'm doing. I used a black and white carpet on this floor with a reddish rug. The reddish rug is the Taylor flooring, the reddish Taylor flooring, so those of you who are wondering. I also have the Plague Chemists, I think these are called, I forgot what they're called, but it's like some kind of Plague Chemist statue. I also have Gargoyle here just chilling. On this floor I decided to use like the fancier curtains because downstairs in the first floor I decided to use more Gloomrot theme with like purple and green as like kind of spooky colors, I guess you could say. I like having picture frames on the way down and up the stairs, but I decided to just keep a window here. This is the stairway on the side I told you guys about when I first walked through. I have a water fountain here in the center with some lamps. I thought this would add like a little bit of extra interesting to the whole thing. Now, I'm going to go through the outside here, but if you notice there's like a staircase heading that way. We'll get to that later. On this floor, I don't have any cages on the inside here, but I do have a similar thing where you can actually see over the balcony. I might take this and move it. I might take the frame here and move it back here, or you know, I might add a second one. I haven't decided, but I think it's fine the way it is for now. I also have the black and white alternating carpet around here. And if you notice the inside, I tried to keep all of the pillars and the walls, like the wallpapers, to be like consistent throughout. And of course the carpet is the same on the same floor. I also have a purple elevator. This brings me to the first floor that we saw earlier. I'll come, well actually, I'll come back to this area. I'll come back to that. But yeah, there's a bunch of like little things here. I didn't want to have a super cluttered castle, but I did want a decorated castle. I wanted something that was kind of nice, kind of simple, but yet has something, you know, good to go with it. I could have maybe added a couple of like braziers over here. I haven't added any braziers in this area, and I think that's why it doesn't look as bright as the other side. But I have the front and rear facing benches, so there's that. And of course, I can go down the stairs here to end up on the same floor we just came from on the other side. I'm going to take the red elevator to take me all the way over to where I said I would go back to last time. So we're back to this floor again, and I'm going to show you where the servants' quarters are. I have 30 servants at this castle. They're all chilling somewhere in the castle. And what's interesting about this room is that it's half outside. So like over here, I'm inside, but like out here, I'm outside. So yeah, there is a chance I could get struck by lightning. More like will, not could. And this is where I put like all my prepping stuff when I was gearing up every single servant. They're all max gear right now, so that's super cool. And it looks like I might have forgotten to put some flowers in a couple of these vases, but that's okay. I'm just gonna pretend that they have flowers in them. On this floor here, going back to the first floor, I have this part of the castle, this purple part of the castle, and this purple part of the castle on the left-hand side are not connected. They do not have a bridge to bring them together. Part of the reason for that is that I think I ran out of tiles, so I couldn't really make that one tile to connect them. In the future, I might do something like that, but the real question would be, where do I connect? And I think that the best place would be here, potentially. So we'll have to see how that goes. I might have to subtract something in the future. I'm not really sure. And of course, I have a red elevator here that could bring me back to the second floor. I'm going to, before I go to the second floor, I'm going to bring us down to the first floor. And I'm going to show you my basement. The basement is more of a garden kind of thing. I want to eventually fill all of these plant holders with either plague breeders, or I was thinking maybe trippy shrooms. I had plague breeders in them at first, but I kind of wanted to switch it over to trippy shrooms to add like a purple contrast, just like how I have on the first floor where the room is purple but the glass is green. In this room I wanted to do the opposite with this floor, so I was just kind of thinking about it. I have another fountain down here. I wish we had more options for fountain designs, because I would like a square fountain to be here, not a round fountain if we had one. I also have like a little waiting area here. I'll show you the exit real quick. So I do have occasionally enemies come this way and walk through here, so if they ever wanted to get in, good luck. I also have a little, I believe this is called a trellis. Kind of have one decorated. I decided for the walls to use the ones with like the little mushrooms. I forgot what it's called, but it's last on the list, whichever castle wall vegetation it is. I believe it's under, I think it's like, let me check. So I think it's garden, then castle wall vegetation, and you can either put like the pillars. I can't do the pillars because I decided to put lamps on the pillars. I have the Gloomrot lamps on there, but on you know, you have the wall growth, you have 3 different choices for that. Hopefully I can. The thing is, like right now I don't have enough seeds to get all trippy shrooms, and I'm gonna try it with the trippy shrooms, see if I like it more first, and if not, I'll just move on to something else. Through this hallway I have like a little nook here where, you know, you could have a private conversation with a friend and chill and relax. I also have another statue down here. I have a lot of, I was kind of going for like a labyrinth slash, like, I don't know, like a whimsical fantasy-ish theme, I guess you could say. A lot of the green, I just wanted to look, you know, I just wanted to have really good shrubbery around here. And I love saying the word shrubbery, as some of you probably noticed. It's just, it's a funny word. And I was thinking here I could put some, like some seeds or some wine. I put some wine here just in case, just to fill up the space, so that it didn't look as plain and that it also served a purpose of some kind. So there's that. I also have a bunch of like, I have like a little nook here as well, actually. And here you can just sit here in the bench, or you can sit and chat and chill. I have like, you know, the 4 seats chilling here. So eventually, hopefully, we'll be able to sit in the game. And then here we have that stairwell to the outdoors. I cannot wait for this to be filled with shrooms. When the trippy shrooms are done, I might also experiment with ghost shrooms, but worst case scenario, I'll just put the plague breeders up, because I've used those before. And of course, this is where we entered from last time when we first started this walkthrough. And of course, I'm going to walk through the center just to kind of give you a feel for like how big this spot actually is, like as far as like the width. And of course, you have your door here to end up back in this room. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap over to my wolf form just to speed this up a little bit. Head up the stairs, and we're going to head back to the second floor, which is the red floor here. Now, on this part of the tour, it's going to be kind of interesting because I have 2 staircases that lead up to the upstairs. I have, as you can see, I have this one here that goes around, and then I have another one facing the opposite direction. I really like the way that it created like a hallway here. So it's kind of interesting. I think it's like a kind of unique layout, especially since I have a third stairwell right here. So putting the stairwells really close to each other has definitely been kind of interesting. This floor, it basically has a another alternating pattern on the colors. I forgot to mention on the basement floor with the green, I had green and black, and on this floor I have like a yellow orangey kind of, I think this is like orange and black. I don't love orange as a color, but it fit this floor really well, so I decided to leave this alone. So this is basically my dungeon. I have a area here where I can just kind of hop out the window if I wanted to. I always wanted to create a space where no matter what floor you're in, you could always jump off the cliff and land in the center of the arena. So I just wanted that easy access, you know, for the sake of everything. And of course, this other side here is exactly the same as that side. Actually, I forgot to close this out, so I can close this. You know, I decided to use the closed ones, like the closed doors, and unfortunately there's nothing to really do anything about this, so I had to put a door here in order to still give myself a place to jump without getting rid of these rails. Now these walls here, I ended up using them kind of like windows, and if you noticed on the other floors I did something similar with the other ones. Now, if I go in here, I have my prisoners all chilling. They're all, you know, being sad and going nowhere. And of course, I have like my prison food, milking supplies, and then I have worker blood and brute blood in here. So I have a little bit of stuff going on. Now, what's really cool about this room is that when the lightning strikes, you can really see a lot of this, you know, just the lighting just kind of shine through. And I think that's why I really liked having these walls as windows. And if you look over, you can actually see that the servants are down here. So if you're a prisoner and you're looking out the window, or, you know, the cell, you can actually see what your fate may or may not become eventually. And yeah, the other side of this, I'm not going to walk through here, but it's exactly the same as this. Exactly symmetrical, no difference. And I'm going to take this back to go to the original start of this floor. And yeah. That's basically this castle. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I think it's definitely been a really fun experience trying to put everything together. There's plenty of little things here and there I could always change and add, but I think I'm pretty much done with this castle. I think for the most part, it's been a success. The only thing I have to do now is maybe come up with an official name for it. I don't know if I'll have a name by the time I post this video, and maybe that'll be like the name of the castle, but what do you guys think? What do you guys think I should name this castle? I'm just curious. And yeah, so I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. I just wanted to put this out there for anyone who is interested, because I know I had a lot of people wanting to see like a walkthrough of it. I've gotten a lot of cool replies and responses and comments on my previous works when it came to both my crafting castle and my other my other castle in Silverlight. So this was definitely a really I want to say that this castle was probably the most challenging, because there were so many like hallways. It was hard to kind of do something where it was still interesting but still a hallway. So I think my favorite part of the castle is probably the basement. I think that the little gardenish kind of area looks really good. And I think that it's very, I think it's very, very much interesting, especially once I get those trippy shrooms down there. We'll have like a little dash of purple. I tried putting the plague breeders down there at first, but then I was like, let me try some trippy shrooms just to see. So we'll have to see how that ends up when the time comes, but it's super exciting. Again, thank you so much for watching this video. I just want to say thank you, and if you like this video, feel free to leave a like, share, and subscribe. I also have a dedicated server called the Vardaran Derby Discord server. And of course, you're welcome to come and visit and, you know, join. So yeah, feel free to do that if you're interested. It's a PvE server. You can find more details about the server in the About section of both my Kick and Twitch. And there is a link. So if you click on the pictures that have the advert, you can click on it and it'll bring you to the Discord channel and you can join from there. So yeah, feel free to do that, and if not, that's okay too. I appreciate you watching this. Have a great day and take care. Sholo out.